my name is Allie. Welcome back to my channel. On this channel, I post bookish, lifestyle, and personal development type videos. And for today's video, I'm really excited. We're going to be doing the drunk book challenge. So I brought a glass of wine to do this challenge with. I'm really excited. This wine is called Chicken Dinner, and it's actually a local Idaho wine vineyard that is actually like local to the city that I live in. And so we actually go quite frequently to this vineyard and drink their wine, and it's really good. I know that you can get it in like Idaho grocery stores as well. So if you live here, try it out. It's really good. Chicken dinner is one of our favorites. This challenge is really exciting. It's kind of fun. I found it on ZZ with Books blog, and she found it on Millibot Reads, which I believe is the creator of the challenge. So I'm going to start by saying some of the books that I'm going to answer with, I don't necessarily have like physical copies of, so I'll just put a picture up of them as I get to them. But I'm really excited about this challenge, so I hope that you guys are excited to come along with me. So each of the prompts are a different type of alcohol or like drinking setting. And then there's a prompt to go along with it, and then I'll just kind of give more information as we go. So the first prompt is wine cooler. You're 16 and you finally managed to sneak one of your mom's Smirnoff Ices. What's your most guilty pleasure read? For me, honestly, guilty pleasure read would probably be anything Sarah J. Maas. I love her. I mean, we all know why Sarah J. Maas is our favorite. Probably, honestly, any of the ACOTAR series books are my favorite. A Court of Wings and Ruin is my personal favorite. So probably this would be my favorite guilty pleasure read. I've actually never done a reread of it. I've only ever read it one time, but I just loved this book when I read it. So definitely this is one to pick up if you just need something guilty pleasure. Of course, it's the third book in a series, so you have to read the rest of the series, but the series itself is really good, so highly recommend. All right, prompt number 2, beer. You made it to college and are hosting your first kegger. Pick your favorite new adult or college-aged book. That's a good one. I think that the answer to this book is going to have to be The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This book takes place in like doctorate school, like grad school. She's going to get her doctorate, so obviously it's not like normal college. But I really loved this book. It follows our main character, Olive, and she does this like fake dating situation with one of the professors who's like, it's okay. They got it like okayed with the dean, but they do this like fake dating thing, and it's really cute. I read through it really quickly, and I think that that's my favorite like new age college like age book, and it takes place in college, which I think is just like a double whammy. So definitely check out The Love Hypothesis if you haven't already. I'm sure you have because it's really popular, but it's popular for a reason. All right, the next prompt is tequila. You partied a little too hard last night and drank a little too much Jose Cuervo. What's a book that you never want to see again, or your least favorite book? Okay, honestly, I don't have it. But The Guest List by Lucy Foley is, I think that that's my lowest rated book on Goodreads. I did not like that book at all. Like, I just think back on it and I just remember how much I didn't like that book. So I'm not going to even go into what it is because I'm sure you've heard of it and I didn't like it. But I think I gave it 2 stars realistically based off of my like feelings for it. It could probably be a 1-star read. But yeah, The Guest List was just not for me. Okay, beer bong. What's a book that you read super fast? So I've actually had a couple of books in the last little bit that I've read in like one day or one sitting or close to. So one of them that's I actually have a physical copy of is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I think I gave this book like 3 stars, but it's such a fast-paced book. It's like page-long chapters. So it's really easy to read. It's like 300 pages, but I read through it in a day. So I highly recommend this one if you just need like a fast, get you out of a slump book. The other book that I read really quickly, that I finished actually this past weekend, was Verity by Colleen Hoover. I put off reading this book for quite a while because I was afraid that the hype was going to be a little too hyped and I wasn't going to like it, and I didn't really know anything about it going in, and I did it as a buddy read with one of my friends, and we read it technically over the span of 2 days because we started at like 5 p.m. on a Friday, or I'm sorry, 5 p.m. on a Thursday, and then finished it by 5 p.m. on a Friday, so technically it was like 24 hours, but technically it did take place over 2 days. But I highly recommend that one as well. I really loved that book. It was so much fun. I say it was so much fun. It really wasn't like a fun story, but reading the book was a good experience. All right, next prompt is spring break. You've thrown your inhibitions to the wind and end up having a sexy night you'll never forget. What's your favorite smutty read? Probably anything by Ali Hazelwood, honestly. Her 3 novellas, I've only read 2 of the 3, so I can't say all of them, but Stuck With You and Under One Roof are both really fast, easy, cute reads that have some smut in them. And I really enjoyed both of them. I read them both really quickly over the span of like a couple of hours. So I think that pretty much anything by Ali Hazelwood would probably fit that genre. All right, Screwdriver. What's the most twisted book you've ever read? I would have to say, I feel like Riley Sager books are very twisted. So I have 2 that I physically own. So Home Before Dark. Home Before Dark wasn't, I mean, it was twisty, but it wasn't like the most twisted book I've ever read. I really did love this book though. I felt like The House Across the Lake was pretty twisted. It wasn't like it made some twists and turns by the end that I wasn't anticipating. Honestly though, of Riley Sager books, I would say that Survive the Night and Home Before Dark. Oh no, this is Home Before Dark. Survive the Night and Lock Every Door would be the 2 like most twisty books. I just feel like Riley Sager does a really good job with plot twists and really taking the reader off guard. So I would say pretty much anything by Riley Sager, but Survive the Night and Lock Every Door are both very twisty reads. Okay, the next prompt is the Long Island iced tea. It's the melting pot of alcoholic beverages. What's your favorite diverse read? I think that my favorite diverse read, I have 2 answers for this. The first one would be Pride by Abiza Boy. I read this book like 2 or 3 years ago. It was one of the first like audiobooks that I listened to that really got me into enjoying audiobooks, and I just really loved the main character in this book. It's been such a long time I can't even remember what their names are. I think Darius, I can't remember what the female main character's name is, but I just felt like this book was so cute. I loved the like premise of the story, and I just absolutely loved this book. I totally recommend it. The other book that I would recommend that is very diverse in terms of like, Pride has a lot of like African American characters, whereas this book has like some African American characters, some Asian characters, so it's a little bit more like fully diverse. And it's honestly Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I read this book recently over the last like last month in August of 2022, and I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it. It follows our main character Wallace, and he dies. He's not a very good person, and he has to be sent through a tea shop in order to go to the other side. And along the way, he's brought into contact with the gatekeeper. I think that's what it's called, gatekeeper, as he's trying to teach him how to like move along. And so it follows Wallace, and then it follows Hugo and Hugo's Uncle Nelson, or Grandpa Nelson, and it follows May. And I just felt like this was such a lovely, heartwarming story, and it's very diverse, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, the next book is Sex on the Beach, a drink that's great in theory, but wasn't exactly all it was cracked up to be. What is a book that just didn't live up to the hype? Honestly, I think there's a lot of people that will probably agree with me on this. From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I was really excited about this book, and it took me a while to get into it. Once I got past like 300 pages, it got easier to get into, but this was just kind of a hard read for me, and it wasn't a satisfying read, and I have no interest in continuing on with the series. I know that this is a very hyped up book, but it just did not live up to any of the expectations that I had. Okay, the next one is wine, which is very fitting considering that's what I'm drinking. Wine. You've just gone through a rough breakup, so you park yourself in bed with your favorite bottle of wine, some ice cream, and a bucket for your tears. Name a book that made you cry out all of your feels. So, I am not a big tearful person when I read. Generally, I don't have a lot of like facial emotions. I don't cry, I generally don't laugh, like I just read the book. However, and I don't have my copy that I cried tears into, or else I would show you the tear marks. I got rid of it, but this is just taking us back to the beginning. A Court of Mist and Fury. I sobbed at the end of this book. I have a picture of me. If I feel confident enough, I'll put it right here, of me sobbing to this book. But I think that this is definitely one you should still pick up, even though I cried, because things end up okay. But definitely, I think this may be the only book that I ever actually cried to, potentially. So definitely A Court of Mist and Fury. All right, and then the last prompt is Strip Club, your favorite naked hardback. So I have a couple for this one. I'm just gonna show you them all because why not? So first of all, these two are so beautiful. So this is King of Scars. And like, come on, the back's not anything, but it's so pretty. And then this is Rule of Wolves, and it's also so pretty. I think that I like King of Scars a little bit better, but it's just so pretty. Another one it's really pretty when it's got the dust jacket taken off is the Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth. That's pretty, but if you really look at it, you can see there's like it reminds me of like a snake design. So that one's really pretty as well. Okay, and then the last one that I think that's really beautiful without the dust jacket is The Wicked King by Holly Black. I just love this like coral seaweed looking naked cover, I guess. I just think that it's super pretty. So those are a couple of my favorite naked books. I think that they are beautiful, and I definitely want to be picking up and collecting more books that are pretty under the dust jacket. So that is the Drunk Book Tag Challenge. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun filming this video. I saw the tag and I was like, absolutely, I have to do it. So I hope that you guys have had just as much fun as I did. I hope you guys were drinking your favorite drink of choice while watching this video. And I will see you guys in my next video on Monday. Cheers!